What is up, guys? This is Rockerman X here, back with another video. And today, I figured I'd try something different. Maybe start a new series, who knows. But I figured today, or who knows, this might be the first video in two. I figured I would review the first episode of the Season 5 of The Walking Dead, aka the premiere. But since, I actually am a huge fan of the show. Hell, I watch it every Sunday. Every Sunday, new episode's out. I even watch it sometimes, even when it's not even on, because I'm bored as fuck and I have nothing better to do. But still, back to the actual reviewing part of this. By the way, before I say warning, probably saying the title, but warning, it will contain spoilers. So if you guys have not seen it yet, then go watch it and then come back here. Simple as that. Or, if you guys just want to recap on the show, just in case you missed it, you can sit here and listen to me ramble on about it as well. But, to the actual reviewing of the show. All in all, I'm trying not to be biased, but it's kind of hard. But, in my opinion at least, it was actually, so far, the best show of the series in this season premiere, to be honest. And it's just with Carol being a motherfucking badass, freaking blowing up Terminus and all that shit, flaming walkers and all that shit. It was just overall a pretty damn good show. I mean, there's nothing really else I can say about it. That really says something. But first, let's break down the whole psychiatric thing, or whatever you want to say. Well, instead of saying psychiatric, there's actually only about there's just about 2 to 3 parts that got to me, really. And the first part was, I gotta give it, was by far the best scene in the show. And that was the part where they freaking had them all over the trough. Ironically, one of the guys in the trough, if you guys watched The Talking Dead afterwards, I watched a little bit of it, not much, because I didn't actually, But one of the guys was Penguin from the Batman. I think it was the first guy, but I can't swear to that. But that's just saying. But the trough scene overall was probably, to me, the best scene in the show. Because it's just the way they did. I mean, the butchers are practicing, one was practicing the golf swing with a baseball bat, just cracking him back of the head to freaking make him unconscious, and you had the other one come with the knife and just slit their throat. That was, by far, like I said, the best scene in the show. At least to me. But at the same time, it really, really made me sick to my stomach. But in a good way. I don't know why, it's weird, but it just did. It's like freaking it was a holy shit moment. That's the main reason why. And then that tiny second when you think Glenn's going to get it. Oh, that would have just been... Oh my god. If Glenn actually would have got it, though, I would have flipped out horribly, too. That was just like, holy shit. And then you had... After that, of course, the explosion went off and all that. And that was that before it went on commercial. That night, at least. It was actually pretty... It was like a weird... Like, wait, who the fuck would have blown it up? Because everybody else was either captured inside. And then all of a sudden, oh, it's Carol. And honestly, in this episode, Carol actually... I mean, I know she probably showed it in plenty of episodes beforehand. But in this one, really, she showed she could pull her weight. Because she went in there basically by herself to try and overthrow Terminus, or at least destroy it to get Rick and the rest back. And then you had... It's just like, holy fuck. There, I mean, go on, Carol actually being a badass in this show. Not saying she wasn't before, but this one more so, she was a complete, total, motherfucking badass. That's all I gotta say. And it's just holy. That's the main thing that stuck with me, really. It really was. I don't know why. Just Carol being a badass stuck with me the most in this show. But really, too. Another thing that really stuck with me, though, was... Oh, shit, what was it? If I had notes, I'd give them to you, but this is just off the top of my head when I'm actually talking about people, so you know. But then you have the freaking Terminus guys in general. They're saying you're either the butcher or the cattle. And probably if the legit zombie apocalypse would actually happen, that'd probably be true. Because mostly for me, mostly probably when it comes to the zombies, but blah blah blah, bam. Because you're either the butcher or the cattle. Simple as that. And then though, when it comes to, excuse me, us overall everything, how everything was showing up, everything was hyped. Honestly, the way everything was hyped was like, holy fuck though too. So, there's that. And then you have people like some of the other Terminus guy, that one was Tyrese. And that part got to me for obvious reasons. Because I'm just sitting there, I was watching it, and during the part where the Terminus guy got a hold of Judith, I was yelling at TV, like, don't you fucking do it! Over and over and over, and that part was just intense for me. And then the part when you see Tyrese leave, you think, oh shit, it's over for both of them. But no! Literally, the thing is, too, when Tyrese went outside, and you think, when this is when it went on commercial, see him go outside commercial, think, oh fuck, he's not going to survive. I'm like, yep, I'm throwing my fucking remote at my TV, so you know. But still, it's just one of those moments, you're like, oh shit, please don't let, and you're saying, don't you fucking do it, and you don't want anything happen to Judith. And then all of a sudden, boom, here comes Tyrese back in, alive and well, save Judith, and that part just got to me too. Throughout that whole sequence there, I was actually probably about ready to cry like a motherfucking baby. Ha, no puns intended. And those parts got to me for obvious reasons too. And then you have just other stuff in general from the way. Honestly, I gotta give props to the Flaming Walkers this episode too. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've seen Flaming Walkers before. If I remember right, though, they were more charcoal cooked. They weren't really flaming like that. You gotta give a props to the worst kiss ever. One where the freaking one guy was like dead and he was like chewing on his lips or whatever. I forget what it is. I don't know. He's actually chewing on them. Well, I know it was an actual person, but still, you just gotta get that props. That was actually that was the comical scene in that. This was really. But there's questions so far that's left to be answered. Like, where's Beth? And not to give a spoiler alert, another spoiler. Let's just say is I heard stuff. Man, it didn't sound good. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, because when I was actually looking pictures for the thumbnail, I actually came across it, so But, I'm not going to give it away, and this is what I heard, blah blah. And also, what I could figure too, from that weird, crazy-ass man who died, by Rick or whoever, I forget who actually killed him, you just think, who was that man? And then when they showed it in the show, I actually think one of them was one of those men was the freaking guys who took over Terminus before the actual Terminus people took it back. That makes any sense to you all. And then, I've been drinking too much right now in this video, but oh, fuck it. Anyway. There was really, in the touchy moments in the show, though, really didn't come until the end, if you think about it. The heartwarming moments when you just randomly see Carol walk behind a group. Daryl sees Carol, Daryl hugs her, and I suspect, actually, to be honest, I don't know, it's hard to say, I suspect, because you get these love interest feelings, and you think, oh, well, Daryl likes Carol, or whatever, and then you get the other one, which, like I said, Beth and Daryl, and you're just like, if let's say if Beth is dead, is he going to go with Carol, or he's just going to mourn the loss of Beth? Simple as that. It just let me even sing, but like I said, Daryl hugged Carol, and then all of a sudden Rick turns around, and you figured Rick would be pissed off, but after all that happened, he's just like, simple as this, did you do that? Carol, so many words, said yes, and Rick hugged her, basically accepting her back with the group. And quite frankly, I just find that very good for what it is, because honestly, if Carol wasn't in the show anymore, you really wouldn't have to be honest, The Walking Dead in a way, because Carol is one of those characters that was there since actually no, since the beginning, and it's just one of those things you can't really. It would just feel, since he was there since season 1, it would just feel weird and different without Carol being around. The show would, honestly, and really too, and the really really heartwarming part, at least for me, was when Rick and Carl reunited with Judith, because honestly that part just made me smile like a motherfucker. And yeah, like I said, it made me smile like a motherfucker. That's all I can say, because I don't know, it's weird because anytime there's a baby in the show, you kind of have to. Of course, I know the baby wasn't actually going to get hurt because, you know, it's a TV show, but still, it's just, I don't know, to see him reunite with Judith, Rick and Carl, I mean, reunite with Judith, it's just one of those things, you know? It's like the whole family's back together, basically. Especially after what happened to Lauren. If I get her name wrong, I'm sorry. But after what happened to her, I mean, no mother around, blah, blah, blah. I mean, truth be honest, we don't know if the baby is Rick's or Shane's yet, which you probably never will find that out. But still, you still kind of wonder that in the back of your head, too. It's like, is it Rick's or is it Shane's? Honestly, throughout the whole thing, I assume it's Rick's. Anyway, still, that's all I gotta say. And now comes the end of the show, which I actually liked. Well, not really the ending, but really the part where Rick says no sanctuary, and so you really do wonder, in a zombie apocalypse, would there be a sanctuary? Would there be would there really be no sanctuary? Would there really be a sanctuary? Honestly, I highly doubt there would be a sanctuary unless you know what you're doing yourself, and you know, pretty much if you didn't have enemies, there probably would be a sanctuary. But other than that, probably not. And just overall, like I said, and then you have the very end, and there's another topic I actually want to say. You have Morgan. Truth be honest, I'm stupid. Completely forgot who Morgan was when I first saw them. Like, wait, and I heard, oh wait, it's Morgan. So, you know, but it's just, I don't know, because I'll be honest, I have not watched the show. I know it's on Netflix, but I only watched the show about a season and the first 2 seasons, because if I remember right, I didn't see the first season, being perfectly honest. I know it's on Netflix, but for some reason I just haven't watched it yet. And I think halfway through the second season, or it was near the end of the second season when I started watching it. So I was like, fuck, I have to wait so long for the third season. That's really when I started watching it, was the third season. But still, my point being, though, is it's just, overall, with Morgan, me personally, I just have to see where this goes, because I think he was in an episode in season 4. 3 or 4, I think it was 4. No, wait, 4 had to deal with the prison for the most part. No, 4 there was in the mid-season was prison. So, actually, when they was out and about, I think it was the season, I think it was the season 4 episode. Don't quote me if I'm wrong here, but I think it was, when they was out scavenging or something. Morgan coming back, and I saw what that glimpse was, or at least it was someone like Morgan, I don't know. But, like I said, with Morgan, I'll have to see where it goes. That's the way I put it. I have to see where it goes with him. And then you have... What's his name? Oh, Eugene. Or, I think that's his name. Basically, the scientist that's supposed to get to Washington. And... basically... go through and... he supposedly has the cure. And... it really makes you think, if he's keeping it under wraps, I mean, I know he's a scientist and he doesn't want other people getting a hold of it, but it makes you wonder, though, if there really is a cure or not, at least in the show world. Because you sit there and you think, it's like, he's keeping it so top secret, and then Abraham, I think, because I don't know, Abraham, these are people from the comics, Eugene, Abraham, and not shown, but the chick that's with Abraham and Eugene. If I'm yeah. Overall, but when Abraham's talking to the girl and she's like, "We'll have to, I will talk to him eventually, just not now," or whatever, however you put it. So it makes you wonder if Eugene actually has a cure or not, or if they're just trying to do something else in order to get to DC to do something else. You sometimes wonder actually what's going to happen. But like you said, just this whole show in general, there's questions left unanswered, or there's questions that comes up. There's really no overall, and there's not any revolution either. So yeah, but now's about time for the end of this episode of reviewing. If I had to rate it on a scale of 5 stars, I would actually probably give it anywhere between 4.5 to 5 stars. Because like I said, this is the best show in the freaking... I mean, mostly it'd be 5 stars, but like I said, it'd be the best show in the... right now, it's the best show in the series, basically. Of the series. I mean, of course, since this was Friday, Sunday, it's going to be a new episode, so, hey, well, I'll see where that goes, and maybe I'll review it. But like I said, 5 stars. At least. Out of 5. So, you know. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, rockers, and I might be back with another reviewing episode later today. I don't know, but until next time, well, until next time, there probably will be a next time, but still, if you guys want to, like, comment, subscribe, if you want to, and really, until next time, rockers, live free and rock.